Hey everyone, welcome to VL Astrology. And we have Jennifer on my channel again. Hi, Jennifer, welcome.
Thank you so much for bringing me back. I really appreciate it. I love coming on your channel.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Jennifer is is a great tarot reader, and she has done beautiful predictions for me also, um, time and again, I would say. So today, what are we going to be doing? Because I did not plan this. So what do you suggest, Jennifer?
Let's focus on the Pluto transit. I'd like to see what's going to happen there. Um,
Okay, Pluto retrogression. Because, actually, couple of days back only, I was discussing with my audience when I was live that, Pluto's transit, nobody is discussing. I know it is not a Vedic graha, but it's a very important planet. Um, it said that, the farther the graha, I heard it through some channel only. I think somebody was telling me that the farther the graha is, it is going to be looking at the other grahas. It is
mm,
going to be observing everyone
mm,
minutely, because Mercury, Venus, they are not far sighted because they're very close to the Earth.
mm,
So the planet which is very far, that is Pluto, is the coldest planet. So in Vedic system of astrology, it is the perisher, it is the eliminator. Okay. So Pluto is going to be turning retrograde for 163 days. Though when we are talking about it, it is already retrograde. It went retrograde on the 4th of May in Capricorn sign. But it is a very important placement of Pluto, because it was back and forth when we had COVID. So that's the reason, I was discussing with my audience. It was yesterday only, I think last night only, yeah, it was last night when I was doing the live video on the weeklies, when I was discussing this. I hope everyone can hear me. Thank you so much for your, okay. So, this is why Pluto becomes a very important planet, because if you talk about the, um, you know, lord of death, that is Yama, in Vedic system of astrology, that is Pluto. That particular category, or the cabinet is given to Pluto. So if you worship Lord Shiva, see, Shiva is also considered to be a destroyer or a perisher, or we can say he's the eliminator in a way, but in a good way, not in a negative way. See, everybody has to die one day, everybody has a return ticket. So why not talk about it, openly also, and accept that this is a fact. So when we talk about Pluto, it is also, going to be in retrogression in Uttara Ashada Nakshatra, which is Surya's Nakshatra. So again, it is a very important one. So I would like to share through the Kundli, the chart, and you can do your reading through the tarot, because I know that you have astrological charts also, deck also, wherein you can explain, and my audience can relate to this well when we talk about the astrological combinations through tarot. It is very accurate, believe you me. If you are looking for a tarot card reading or any kind of reading, she does astrological reading also through cards, you should go to Jennifer, because the accuracy level is amazing. She's actually so intuitive, God bless her. And she has done some amazing stuff for me, amazing predictions for me, because I am one person who will not do the reading for myself. And
mm.
the doctor can't treat oneself, it's very difficult. So I cannot trust everyone, and I can trust her blindly. That is what I can
You are
vouch
too
for.
kind to me. I love you so much.
Thank you so much, Jen. It's
So
actually
much.
mutual, of course, but there
Yes,
are certain
you're very
people.
accurate for me too, because that's the thing that most people don't understand. In
Yes.
If you are a person who does astrology or you're a reader, see, the
Hmm.
problem is our emotion gets into place. So it's very
Right.
difficult for us to do readings for ourselves, especially in
Right.
our own personal lives, our own personal situations. So I lean on her when I'm like, okay, I need help with this, because if you're going to do a reading for yourself, you have to be able to be neutral to that person.
That's
So
true. Hmm.
that's also the same with astrology, because astrology, even though it is a science based, it's also using her wonderful intuition. She has very good intuition as well.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And let's start with I hope you can see the chart. You can confirm it to me. It will be sharing in a bit. I will just share it again. Now I think it will share. So I've just written this here, Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. Okay. So nothing to worry about because somebody is writing, I'm so tensed. You don't have to. See, Pluto, first of all, let's have a little bit of background about Pluto, the planet. What exactly does it mean? Then what it does in Capricorn, and then Uttarashada. And then we do the tarot reading as to how this Pluto is going to be impacting globally. And then we go to sign-wise readings. First, I'll be taking up the sign-wise reading for all for one by one. And when I'm doing Aries, Jennifer will be doing the tarot through astrological cards. She'll be doing the reading for the same. And insights will definitely blend really well. You can use this prediction, which I think very rare combination you will see on the internet, that we are blending tarot and astrology, Vedic astrology. So now we must understand what is Pluto. Pluto is actually elimination. Pluto is the destroyer, or it is like a perisher. So when we talk about Pluto, is not a very good seeming planet, which definitely, you have heard a lot about it, because he's actually, about deep secrets. It co-rules Scorpio, and it debilitates here also, by the way. It is good in Cancer sign and is not good in the Capricorn sign. But it's okay. We don't have to decide about good, bad, about these kinds of outer grahas. It's just that we, whatever have learned from the text, or it's not mentioned in Brihad Parashara Hora Shastra, but still, we do take as Yama or Shiva. So we just want to blend that. And this means that, this is going to be about secrets, deep secrets. It's about death, misery, and the underworld, because it rules the Scorpio sign. And also this is about, anything to do with wartime. When we see, this is what we have to check. What is the condition of Pluto? Last time when Pluto was going back and forth in Sagittarius and Capricorn, we had COVID. To 2019 to 2021, it was actually really, really, powerful, because the ruler of Capricorn was also here, that is Saturn. So Saturn-Pluto combination happened, and I had done in 2019 eclipse video, which was in December 2019. I had mentioned that there can be a virus outbreak also, but it was based on the previous planetary position. So that is how we have to check, how Pluto was in the past. So when we correlate to Pluto, there is it is about hydrogen bombs, it is about atomic bombs, it is about nuclear matters, it is about subconscious mind, our metabolism. It is also assimilation, alchemy. It is about refining processes, lethal drugs, and it is about it is related to affairs of the dead. And when we talk about the ongoing situation that we are in, this Pluto energy is a karmic transformer. Remember, whenever we have mass deaths, or we have mass, any kind of earthy trine getting active, I have seen that Earth gets to face the brunt. Why? Because it's the earthy sign of Taurus, which has Jupiter, earthy sign of Virgo, which has Ketu, and Pluto is in the earthy sign of Capricorn. So you must have experienced many earthquakes also as compared to others. And it could be that there is some nuclear testing going on, and there is a shift which is happening because of that. I'm no one to comment on this, because I'm not too sure. But yes, there is something which is going to be impacting the Mother Earth, okay, the planet Earth. Because the earthy trine, whenever gets impacted negatively, all these issues happened. I had mentioned the dates of the wars also, last evening when I made the video on weeklies, where I have mentioned about the 1971 war between the Indo-Pak war, and the Taurus sign was getting impacted. Otherwise, Rahu was either in Cancer, Capricorn, or in the past also, or it was Saturn in Taurus or Capricorn. So these earthy trines, closer to the eclipses, new moons, full moon times, the events do trigger. Always remember, plus minus a month, you have to check when there is an eclipse, especially. You will face these kinds of energies. Okay. And now this is extreme, subtle, psychological, which is hidden. That is what it is going to be in the Capricorn sign. It is the soul level breaking, ego down, when it is in the transformation and transformative energy in the retrogradation. It is internalized transformation rather when it is retrograde. It reopens old wounds and power struggles. Always remember that Capricorn is a sign of confinement. Why? Because it is Makar. Gajendra Moksha Stotram. I just want to add here, Jennifer, people who have afflicted Capricorn sign, the best remedy is Gajendra Moksha Stotram. If you recite, it is about Lord Vishnu's blessings on that elephant, which was so egoistical when he was crossing the river where there was a Makar. Makar is the crocodile. So when he opened his jaw and he said that, he just gripped this leg of the elephant when he was crossing the Makar, when he was crossing the river, he said that, and everybody was telling him that don't cross this river. There's a very powerful Makar here. There's a powerful crocodile here. He'll not let you cross this river. So he did not listen. And he was just crossing it. And, that small crocodile could just, not let go of him. And for 2.5 years, when, Saturn transits through the particular zone for 2.5 years, so this elephant kept on reciting Gajendra Moksha Stotram for those 2.5 years. And then he got that, out of the grip of that Makar. So that is why whenever any graha is in the sign of Makar, that is Capricorn, you are stuck. It's like this, because it's the mouth of the crocodile. So that's the powerful most grip, remember. So that is why we all are stuck in this world, in the material realms, and Capricorn is the sign of karma. So when we are discussing any kind of issues, it's all related to our job, our earnings, our pleasures, everything is because of this Makar. Okay. So if it is afflicted, so do recite, because it was just in the passing, reference. I just came up with this. So I thought I must share with Pluto. This is a very beautiful remedy for everyone. If you are having any kind of troubles related to, especially the material realms, or, you are going through some hard times. So recite Gajendra Moksha Stotram. It's for 7 minutes only. So you can simply just, hear it if you can't recite it yourself. And this is also retrograde now. It is even more powerful. Retrograde planet becomes very powerful because it is actually very close to the earth. It gets closer to the earth. So the eye is completely, on us. So this is karmic cycles replay. So they can be purged or resolved. Remember, any graha which is a malefic graha gets retrograde, it is not negative. It is going to be taking you that psychological microscope now, and it will definitely help you to come out of those hidden things, some hidden agendas even the leaders will be going through, or they're scheming or planning. Now, in Capricorn sign, which is the sign of structure, government, karma, ambition, order, responsibility, this is going to be reforming the systems now. Some major reforms are going to be taking place, both societal and personal. So if Capricorn Pluto dismantles outdated structure in your life and in the collective, that is governments, corporate systems, traditional hierarchy, it is going to be an amazing transit if you actually follow it also. Okay. Now, it is going to be in Uttarashad Nakshatra. Before I go to Uttarashad Nakshatra, can you just, Jennifer, take up the, Pluto here through the cards, astrological cards? What are they saying?
Hello, if you're new here, my name is Jennifer Walker-Zen. I'm a psychic intuitive, and I've been reading tarot since I've been 14 years old. So, and I just wanted to make sure that I said that before I went into what I was saying. What I usually like to do is I like to kind of see what I pick up intuitively before I look at the cards. So, and I did kind of tune in before coming on camera to kind of figure out like what what was coming towards me and about the situation. And I am a little bit concerned because I was talking to you about the fact that about 2 years ago, I had a vision about the fact that I was wearing a mask again, and I'm moving to the place where I had the vision at. So I know that it's going to be around this time period because it's coming up where I'm moving to that place. And I was pretty surprised because I was like, oh my God, are we going to go into another lockdown?
Hmm.
So, and then the other thing that I picked up on from the energy was that we were going to be put through the ringer. And basically, we were going to have some difficulties. We were going to be put to the test. So, what is Saturn? Saturn's about karma, right? Saturn's about testing us to see how we can endure, what our resolve is. Can we take these karmas? Can we surrender to this? And because a lot of our lessons in this world is about gaining wisdom, which Saturn is really good at doing. Saturn is good at giving us wisdom. So, and the other thing that I saw was a person that was jumping over hurdles. So it's like we're going to go through a big event, and then it's going to kind of level out, and then another big event, and it's going to level out. And then what I got from the cards was, so I got the Rahu, which is North Node, which talks about a lot of the things is we're going to have these desires. We're going to have these wants, some things about material things. And then on the same token, we're going to be dealing with stuff to do with secrets and transformational changes with the eighth house, which also is death and dying. And then I also saw that we're going to have some things going on with communication. So communication may be a part of this issue. Messages, communication, and dealing with our resources, our finances, the second house. And second house also can deal with family issues and really getting to the point of that and seeing where the value is in that situation. Because I also see things to do with our fourth house, which is our house, our home, our sense of stability. And then also, I picked up on some things about Pisces, which deals with loss, subconscious mind, a sense of confusion here for me. I feel like Pisces for me. This ending card for me talks about what I'm picking up on here intuitively is it's like this bird, and birds represent for me communication. And it's almost like something's going to happen where you're going to be like, there's going to be like the sense of shock, like, oh, what do I do now? I don't know what to say. Because remember, Pisces is also the house of hidden enemies, subconscious mind, and unknowns. So also, Pisces is the sign of surrender, right? Because why is it a spiritual sign? It's the 12th house of meditation and surrender. So, what we're going to find out, I feel like, in this process of going through these tests, is we're going to have the lesson here is learning how to surrender and being okay with that and just going with the flow. That's what I feel like the world's lesson is from this. All right, I'll tune it back over to you.
Okay, yeah, great. Sounds good, Jennifer. It's so very well connected to the Vedic chart, whatever you said, because you mentioned Taurus sign, that is the resources, and then you mentioned Pisces, that is a dispositor. Lord Saturn is there in the Pisces sign, Rahu's there as well. So the confusion is because of that. And Pluto is right opposite Cancer sign, and it is also Mars, which is aspecting this Pluto and is in debility. So they have swapped places in a way because, Pluto exalts in the Cancer sign as per the books that I'm referring to. I will mention the text that I'm referring to. It's not right now. It's mundane astrology book that I'm using from where I have picked up this. So I'll share it in the description box, the same thing. But yes, you're right, absolutely. I'm really amazed with your cards because it is making sense. Dispositor Lord Saturn is in the 12th sign of the natural zodiac with Rahu, and there's so much of confusion with the enemies. And Rahu is also going to be, not to forget, transiting through the sign of Aquarius, which is its own zone. It's going to get very strong, and it's 6 from 6, mind you. It's 6 from 6. So this is also indicative of some virus outbreak, maybe, again. No, not please. It's a disclaimer. We are not here to inculcate any kind of fear or scaring you out or, nothing. Your personal chart, your dasha is the most important. When we see the global events, only then we see the outer grahas. Neptune is already in the Pisces sign, we must see. And please, please, please forgive us if we are, if there is any kind of, what do you think, Jennifer, on this? What do you
As you know, I'm not a negative reader. So, and I
Yes.
don't like And even when I give readings to my clients, I do not like to dwell on the negative, because here's the thing: us as people, because of how our world is, we tend to dwell on the negative. But what I was trying to tell you guys is the positive in this is we're learning the lesson of surrender. And just like last time we got through it, we're going to get through it this time. And we
Yes.
learn things, because actually so many people learned about health and healing. I myself learned a lot more about health and healing. I thought I knew so much about health and healing, but then there was a lesson about health and healing. And also the world has started to say, okay, maybe we need to look at these things differently. Maybe we need to take care of, like there was an understanding of animals and how we were treating the environment and all those kinds of things that came out of what we went through last time. So it's going to be the same this time. We're going to learn a lot of secrets. We're going to be transforming. There's going to be a sense of shock, right? Because any change is shocking to us. But it's also about learning that we can, surrender to that and go with the flow. And there's going to be a great lesson out of it, right? But it's not all going to all be negative. As I told you guys, there's going to be little hurdles, and then we're going to have a law, and the little hurdle, and then the law. So it's not going to be like really, really, really scary. So don't think that, there's always a silver lining to every cloud.
Thank you. Thank you. That's really, what I think everyone wants to know and hear. So you must understand that Pluto is going to be in Uttar Ashara Nakshatra when it's going to be getting retrograde. First of all, I must tell you the dates. It's going to be, let me write it here so that, there's no confusion about it. On the 4th of May, it turned retrograde and is going to be retrograde till the 14th of October. Okay. So this is 2025. Okay, this is about Pluto's retrogression that we are discussing, those who have just joined in. This is in the Uttara Ashar Nakshatra, which is the Surya's Nakshatra, and it is symbolized by elephant tusk, the universal winner. Okay, and is associated with long-term victory, dharma, social responsibilities, and its deities are 10 Vishwadevas, universal gods who govern truth, time, skill, goodwill, and leadership. This nakshatra signifies truthful leadership, enduring accomplishments, and sole purpose. Now, here it is going to be aligned with the governmental authority, institutional integrity, and moral leadership, possible political power struggles, also exposures or reforms, especially involving corrupt structures. Okay, and the rise of grassroots of spirituality aligned leaders who serve the greater good. So push towards the ethical global governance, slowing down the outdated regimes and replacing them with the in thing, actually, that is what this is. And Pluto is Shiva, burning illusions. And Uttara Ashara is Surya's nakshatra. Surya is the noble king after all. So if in retrogression, Pluto is in the Surya's nakshatra, are you a ruler of truth or of fear? That should be the question that you should be, asking yourself. And this is the test of dharmic power, leaders, and it is also, do I control out of fear or lead out of wisdom? So keep asking these kinds of questions time and again, and you are good to go. Also, when we talk about Pluto here, it is going to be forming a connection with Mars for the time being, and Ketu is going to be also transiting through Leo. Leo and Pluto, that is Capricorn, they're forming a 6-8 relationship, and Ketu is going to be in the Leo sign. Why I'm discussing Rahu Ketu also, because, Pluto is sort of a co-ruler of Scorpio sign. So it behaves like, it is a eliminator. It is a detaching graha. Again, just part of it is like Ketu. So when Ketu is going to be in the Leo sign, always remember that whenever Leo sign gets activated, film industry, glam industry, creative people, they all will be, they're bound to suffer. Or, when you were, going through the COVID, what happened? You were housebound, you were not able to visit these theaters, and the industry really took a toll. So this might, with Ketu transiting through the Leo sign, this can be a repetition, or maybe, a minuscule part of, for the time being, it can be that, because of the war, etc., that you are isolated, or you're in that zone again. And also, film industry, etc., is governed. Entertainment industry we see from the Leo sign. And when Ketu, if you are making maybe some movies which are religious movies, spirituality related, documentaries, or something which involves spiritual angle to it, then I think it is going to be really a good time period with Ketu energy prevalent in the Leo sign. Also, Mars will be transiting here for the time being. So that is, again, I will be doing it separately, because it is not a very good position of Mars and Ketu together in the Leo sign. But yes, at the moment, when we have this Pluto retrograde, we have to also see, because it is till the October 14th. And during this time period, we have a Rahu Ketu transit also going to take place. Thank God that Jupiter is going to be transiting Gemini sign. So that's a big time grace. So always remember that there is always a savior. There's always divine grace. Divinity is always going to be, taking or superseding. So that's what. So I will be taking up the remedies after this. But before that, you have to say something, Jennifer, about this, this energy.
So I'm definitely feeling like, as I said, I do feel like Jupiter being there is going to be good, because we did see stuff about communication, but that's also why I feel like we're not going to have when you go through difficulty, right? And you see a mountain, like it's like there's so much to climb. But I feel like the reason why I was shown that we were going to get it in little parts is because it's showing me that it's not as difficult as we think it's going to be. So it's going to be a little difficulty, and then we're going to get over it, and a little bit of a difficulty, and we're going to get over it. So that I feel like is probably because of the Jupiter and Gemini aspect. Yeah, the blessings there. Wheel of Fortune, kind of, divine timing, divine intervention that's going to help us. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So also, as I said, Rahu is going to be in Aquarius sign, and that is again 6th from the 6th of the natural zodiac. From Virgo, Aquarius is the 6th sign. So again, Rahu is the serpent, or medicines we see from, the medicines which require, healing. We have to use Rahu's energy, the serpent's energy. So this is going to be also bringing about some real breakthroughs in the medical industry or the healthcare industry also. It could bring in some kind of different kinds of viruses, but it can also bring about some innovation and breakthroughs also, because Jupiter is also going to be looking here, and Jupiter is also a number one benefit planet. And also, when Pluto is retrograde in Uttarashadha Nakshatra in the Capricorn sign, is a karmic mirror asking, are you living your legacy or hiding behind borrowed power? This is a slow combustion of ego-based ambition leading towards a rebirth of leadership grounded in truth and karma. For those willing to walk through the fire consciously, Pluto becomes the sacred surgeon, cutting away the false to reveal the eternal. So this is the time when you will get the, every hidden or scandals or anything, which is hidden into the limelight. So this is what, and you should actually follow the right path now, Satyavratam, which means that you have to practice truth in speech and conduct, even if it is inconvenient. That is the major remedy for Pluto in Capricorn in retrogression. Donate on Saturdays. Help the needy, especially those affected by the authority systems, like the ones who are maybe with the government, they have some paperwork which is stuck. So help them, guide them through, or widows, as we say, widows also, you can help them, or could be the prisoners who are actually imprisoned and suffering because they have not done anything, and they are still facing the brunt of the imprisonment. So help them during this time, because it is the sign, a house of, as I said, it is the sign of confinement. So if you can help them, this is going to be a good, very good remedy for yourself, and chant Om Namah Shivaya chants. Pluto is like Shiva. So if you will align yourself with the transformational grace of Lord Shiva, so definitely it is going to help you. And do not resist inner change during this time. What breaks now breaks to liberate you. Believe in yourself. Service through truth. Offer your skills to help a larger cause without seeking credit. Work behind the scenes. It's better that you do not just work in silence. Do not project big picture or portray a big picture. Do not commit until unless you can fulfill those commitments. Okay. No false promising. Okay. So are you going to be taking up the reading, or we should start with Aries first?
I just wanted to add a couple of things first,
Sure.
because I was thinking,
Sure.
I was just tuning into the energies, and I was picking on some other things as well.
Yeah.
I feel like also what's going to be happening is we're going to be re-examining our governmental systems. So people are going to be looking at how is the government being run, and the financial system, and people are going to be looking at the secrets of that. They're going to dig down deeper to see how things are actually being run, and see that a lot of the things in the way that the world is being run financially, that a lot of that is not true. Like it's like falsities to it. I feel like also that will be revealed in this time period, if that makes sense to you. But like
Absolutely.
financial
Absolutely.
systems
Yeah.
are going to be re-examined, and there's going to be a realization that people are going to, just like in the health and healing that we learned through the big C that happened, that there was alternative things, and a lot of people learned a lot about those things because of the experience that they went through. I feel that this trance is going to show people also a re-examining of government systems, and reevaluating whether or not things are necessary or not, or can people do things in a different way. Okay, I want to make sure that I say that in the most delicate way, because I know we're dealing with I don't want to say anything too much on
Yeah, I
YouTube.
know that
You know,
there's lots going on in the
yeah,
world. So
I don't have any problems with your channel, so I don't want to go too much into that. But
no, but Jennifer, we are here to not sugarcoat the facts also. No, we
Mm,
are, then that is also not right. I have been getting all the messages and emails, and my clients also come back and say that my prediction did, failed, because they were too sweet in their readings, and if they could have just forewarned me that I'm going to lose the job, that would have been
mm,
much better. Oh, you maybe you will get the job, if you lose this one, you just say it. What's the
okay,
big deal if the
okay,
combination is such? Yeah.
okay.
So don't
So then,
worry about it. Yeah.
all right. So then what I'm getting at is, okay,
Hmm.
the way we reevaluated the traditional medical system over the alternative medical system is what happened last time. A lot of people re-examined what his health, how is it. Now we're going to move into a situation where we're going to be looking at the financial system, the governments, and the taxes, and we're going to be re-looking at what can be done differently. How can we move outside of that system? And is these things necessary? That's what I feel like is going to be the next thing that's going to be happening.
Sounds
So,
good. Sounds
not to
good.
sugarcoat that.
No, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly, this is what, I think my audience wants to hear only this, like
Mm,
I have very sensible audience, I know, and they are here with me from past so many, many, many years. And I think they want to hear the facts. So let's start with the Aries readings. And global, we have done already in the beginning part, that how is it going to play out. Now, what happens when we talk about the personal signs? So it is going to be in your 10th house when this Pluto is turning retrograde. And this is also about something will die away, or something will end, and something new will come up. Okay, during this time, related to what? Your identity, your name, your fame, your power, your purpose. Maybe now you're going to be thinking of something major. Sometimes what happens, we are just following a path, which is a straightforward path. And we never anticipate that something which is completely different can come up. And I have seen people changing their profession, changing their job out of the blue. It was not decided, and it could be towards better. It could be that there is a big time fame that you get, big time up here, not that kind of phase which takes you only backward. It could be a great raise, and it could be a very beautiful phase that you're going to be entering into. Pluto is going to, remember, it ends something, and it is only towards better, because if something has to transform, it has to be only after the diamond is also cut, and then it shines. Okay, so what do you have to say for Aries?
Well, I was shuffling the cards for Aries, and obviously, the way I do my readings is I like to tune into the energies first. So, what I picked up first for you, Aries, is you're going to be dragged and kicking and screaming to where you got to go. But this is going to be good, because what I saw was it's almost like you had a bungee, like you were just like going like boom. So whatever it is, first you're going to be like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go. No, 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 no. And then because you're going to go that way, even though you're going to have to go that way. And then when you do, it's going to leaps and bounds. It's going to be great. You're just going to just go. It's going to be boundless. That's what I saw. It's like literally you're going to go from here to there. So that was amazing.
You want to share the card?
Yes. So I have Aries.
Okay.
So it's going to affect you, the first house. I have Scorpio, which represents secrets, transformational changes, right? Unknowns. And then I have resources too. So
Wow.
this could be what they were talking about, something about your resources, taking you different places. So if I'm looking at this Aries card, right? And I'm feeling like it's kind of like there's like a hesitation there moving forward. But I see, like, because you're kind of concerned, like, where is this going to take me? I'm fearful of this. I don't know where this is going to go. Like, is this bad for me? And then you're like, wow, I hit the target. And I again see Taurus again. Taurus came out, second house, resources, family, right? And also this could be affecting partnerships, the public at large for you guys, right? So, because the seventh house is dealing with the public. And it's interesting because you were just talking about the fame. So it's interesting that the seventh house is coming out, because it can be partnerships, it can be relationships, and it can be the public at large. And then again, we got this Mars energy. And Mars is quick, it's fast. So it looks like whatever is going to happen at first, you're going to be like dragging along. You're like, no, 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 I don't want to go. And then it's going to go so fast, so quick. And it's like, you're going to be like, boom, like I hit the target. I can't believe it. I can't believe it happened. It came together so well. So that's what I get the sense of for this final card. It was like, yeah, okay, I'm able to do it. I got the clarity, and I was able to hit the target. That's what I feel like. And it's like resources is going to be like, yeah, it's like abundance here. That's what I feel like, abundance. And definitely things are going to come into balance for you guys. So I'm going to tune it over to you for the next sign.
Amazing reading. Amazing reading as always. That is why I call her intuitive, and she really, helps people so well. I'm really proud of you, Jen. I'm really proud of you.
You were too kind to me.
No, keep up the good work, actually, and keep up the readings like this only. Always be truthful.
I always say that you're very accurate. I always say that. I always go to you whenever I need help. I'm like, I need your help.
No, it's mutual, as I said. So for Taurus, this is the 9th house transit, and 9th house is crumbling of blind belief systems, guru karma, awakening now. Also remember, whenever any graha is turning retrograde, though it is a very huge graha which is very far, it's a very slow moving graha. So we cannot just say that it is. If it was at 1 degree, 2 degrees, I would have mentioned that, okay, it is going to be giving the result of the previous sign also. Previous sign, previous house also. But here it is completely, giving you that opportunity now related to 9th house. So you are going to be expanding your horizons. Now you're going to be looking at a bigger picture in a very different perspective. You are planning everything in a very different, and something has to end that you should, maybe you're going to be completing your PhD now and you're going to be just joining another course, or maybe you're going to be traveling to another place. Complete shifts are going to take place now with Pluto in Uttra Ashada Nakshatra, also not to forget the sun's nakshatra. So you have to leave your place if you really want to move forward. And ninth house is for thoughtfulness also. What exactly you should be doing in future. You're going to be planning everything well now. During this phase, there will be some churning which is going to take place 4th May to 14th of October. This is a good time for journeys, for learning more, for upskilling yourself, changes. So just accept it, because this churning, definitely this transformation is only towards better. It is getting towards better and better and better. Okay. Also, I must add here, this transit of Pluto in the sign of Capricorn is till 2040. It's till 2040, and it will turn retrograde every year. Initially, when it turns retrograde, it goes fallen and it comes back to the Sagittarius sign. But now it is not going to be in reverse. It is going to turn retrograde, and it is for 163 days, and then it moves forward, 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 and then every year it will turn retrograde. So if at all you are going through something right now, make a note of these dates, because these dates will definitely play out next year also. If you want, I can give you the date for the next year also when this is going to take place. One sec. I have the ephemeris open, so I can tell you in 26, it is going to turn retrograde in Capricorn sign, same time, almost at the same time. It's going to be on the 7th of May when it is turning retrograde in 2026. And that's going to be till, okay, one sec. It's going to be till, one sec, 2025, 2026, May, June, July, August, September, October. Again, till October. So October 16th till October 16th, it's going to be turning retrograde next year also. So again, when it is turning retrograde, it is going to be almost at the same time till at least 2030. It is going to be almost at the same time period. So make the best use of this retrogression, I'm telling you, because any graha which is closest to the earth, we are getting the opportunity to change. Now, over to you, Jennifer.
Okay, I just want to say that you absolutely nailed it with the ninth house coming out for higher learning and travel, foreign travel. Yes, you nailed it. Okay. But I'm going to tell you what I picked up on your energy first. Okay. So I was just like, I was blown away. I was like looking at the cards like, oh my goodness, like everything is lined. So what I felt like when I first came into tuning into your energies is what's going to happen. So I had a sense that you were going around in a circle. Okay. You felt boxed in, and you were actually going to base this decision based on your feelings, believe it or not, when you do this. And what I saw then after you felt boxed in, you felt like you're going in a circle, you decided to go another way and you went this way. And as a result, you broke free from that situation. So it's interesting because your desires is what's going to drive you. We have Rahu, the North Node, and then also I have Moon, which also is feelings. Okay, so it's very interesting. Your intuition, your feelings are going to be like, oh, this is too boxed in. And then I see that the 6th house is coming out, Virgo. So Virgo has to do with health and healing and enemies and work and everyday work and stuff like that. And I also get the sense of you want nourishment. That's what I get the sense of. You're just like, I don't feel like there's nourishment here in what I'm dealing with currently. And as a result, you're going to have a certain feeling about that. You feel like you're kind of going down this black hole. I guess that's the best way I can put it. And then you decide, well, I'm going to do things, philosophy, a different philosophy, travel, to just kind of break free from that, higher learning, higher education. And I see communication, Gemini, which it's interesting because this card has bees on it and flowers. So it's almost like you feel like this communication really nurtures you. It gives you that nectar, that drive here, because it's happening in an unusual way. I got Neptune. It's almost like you're having the sense there's rosy colored glasses here, or there's something unusual about how things are coming together. And but I do feel like this is nourishing to you, that you're breaking free from the situation and you're expanding horizons. You're discovering new things here. And I feel like that's really a part of this big change for you coming up. I'll leave it over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I just changed the chart because, this is what the upcoming transit positions are going to be when Pluto is retrograde. So Rahu is also going to be in your 10th house. Some changes definitely we can anticipate with Ketu in your 4th house and Pluto in the 9th. So this is also evident that there are some changes which you can anticipate at the workplace, or you're going to be, doing some kind of PhD, etc., higher learning. So that's what. So let's move on to the sign Gemini. Okay. All right. So for Gemini natives, this transit is going to be in your 8th house. See, as it is, for you, Mars is not a friendly graha. When Pluto is in the 8th house, Mars exalts there. That's the exaltation place of Mars. And this is in the natural zodiac, Scorpio sign. So Pluto is actually, feeling quite comfortable here, though it is not considered to be good because it is the sign where, you can have unavoidable spiritual or sexual rebirth also. It is a deep sign. It's about something which is perishing, which is something which is ending, which is eliminated from your life. It could be some bad things, bad elements in your life, which are going to be eliminated, and something good, something positive is going to be the outcome. Rahu is also going to be leaving your 8th house and is going to be in the 9th, and Ketu in your 3rd. So it is going to be actually, aspected by Jupiter. So this is going to even out the negatives, whatever, it is going to eliminate the negatives. Worship Lord Shiva, worship Lord Ganesha. That is going to really help you. And in case you're thinking of if you're suspicious about your relationship, that your partner is not doing right things, etc., cheating on you or something, so this Pluto energy is going to eliminate that from your mind also. It is going to end it forever. So whenever Pluto, especially because it is in the Uttara Ashar nakshatra when it is turning retrograde, so for that reason, this is the time when you should actually speak up. You should actually this is the nakshatra which rules the 3rd house, and Ketu is going to be there. So because of your communication, this will end. So maybe you will upskill yourself communication wise. You will do things which actually break even, or maybe you come to terms with in your relationships also. So it's overall going to be bringing about some transformative energy. It is a deep unavoidable energy, but it is a spiritual growth that you're going to be experiencing with this kind of a transit also. Okay. So what about you, Jennifer? What do you think?
First of all, you nailed it again. I see Scorpio, lots of Scorpio energy. Lots of Scorpio energy. Okay. But I was just trying to figure out what my guides were getting at with what they were saying to me about what's going to happen with you. So, like, what I was seeing, Gemini, was I see you going like this. Okay. You're rising, but then you feel like you have limits, and then you come back down. And then you have limits, and then you come back down. So it's like almost like you feel like you're like going back and forth and back and forth. But then you decide, okay, I'm going to go over here. And then you go over there and it's like blackness. So like almost like you know how the unmanifested universe is? It's like almost like you have unknowns, but you're okay with it. And you feel like it's almost like you almost have enjoyment. Like you're like, okay, fine. I don't know where I'm going. I have uncertainty there, but that's okay. But at least I'm not here now. I'm there. So, and I see that creativity or the 5th house is going to affect you. And I see that there's things to do with Scorpio, which is death, dying, rebirth, secrets, the occult. So it's interesting because his 5th house talks about creativity, right? Investments, children, some secrets, some unknowns around that situation. And then Taurus is coming up too. So stability for you is really also a factor. And I see also you guys are looking at new philosophies, even travel. And it's interesting because I was thinking about the fact that when you switched over to it, the blackness, there was a vastness to it. So it's almost like you're going to expand here. But it's expansion in the new philosophy with secrets and occult knowledge and digging deep and learning things about secrets and occult knowledge. Because when I get the sense of, like, when I think about blackness or how the universe is made, it's like there's a lot of unknowns, but it's like almost like you're going to learn a lot. Like it's going to be like healing for you, and it's going to be a discovery for you, because it's interesting because sixth house is also around this as well. So sixth house deals with work, it deals with health, it deals with healing. But I feel like it's almost like this aspect of this discovery about this occult knowledge, about these secrets, about these unknowns are going to be quite healing for you. Actually, it's going to help expand. It's going to help you feel expanded. You're going to go deeper within yourself. And it's, you can see somebody's meditating here. So that is very interesting. It's like you're going to learn a new technique, maybe spiritually or about occult knowledge. That's going to be a part of a higher education for you, or even manifestation for some of you guys, because it's interesting. Because when I think about the blackness of the void, it's like unmanifested, something unmanifested. So maybe you're going to be diving into learning how to do manifestation techniques. So I'm sorry, I know it's a very big concept here.
No, it's perfectly fine. And you actually, I wanted to mention this also because Rahu is going to be in the ninth house, foreign land, foreign travels, learning, higher learning. It's because it's also in the Saturn sign, and it's a co-ruler of Aquarius. And Pluto is in the other sign of Saturn, and Ketu is in Leo sign, which is the nakshatra lord of Pluto. So can you see how the nexus is forming, and everything you just mentioned is actually triggering because of the Rahu energy also, shifting from the 10th to the 9th. So you're going to be changing your perspective and your way to look at things in a philosophical manner also. So let's move on to Cancer sign, Jennifer. So for Cancer, this is going to be the seventh house retrogression of Pluto, and seventh house is about partnerships. Reflect on the control issues. This is how you actually can do better with others, other people, the outside world, because you cannot just be doing things on your own, thinking that you can work in isolation and you can just follow the conventional path and get that success. You cannot get similar kind of results doing one thing over and over and over again. So you need to change your perspective. You need to change the way to work. It is going to end, only then something new will come up. Healing old relationship trauma is also one of the important parts of your one of the reasons that you will be working on your outer circle, because there will be something which will break and something which will start. So Pluto is going to break certain things. It's going to transform you and towards better. Remember, whenever you are just crossing that dark tunnel, remember there is after that a big light waiting for you. So don't give up. And seventh house is about your earthly ties, partnership in business, conjugal bliss, litigation. Also, you might just be ending some kind of litigation if at all you have been going through from a long time. And this is also about foreign travels. Maybe you're going to be shifting from one place to another. So that way it is good. And Jupiter is also going to be changing signs. Rahu is also going to be changing signs. So it is going to be about your finances that you're going to be working on. Maybe you're going to be moonlighting. You'll be working harder now, or maybe you will be asked to work harder and longer hours. So you are going to be burnt out. So just relax, meditate, detox, and nature walks you should be taking. Okay. Over to you, Jen.
Okay, this is going to be a strange message. Okay, so when I tuned into Cancer's energy, what is Cancer going to experience? Okay, so this is very strange, Cancer. Okay, so it's basically you're going to realize, okay, so what I was given an image of is like a superhero, like almost like Superman. Okay, it's like you're going to realize you have all these superpowers and you learn how to fly, but Saturn's going to put you in a place where you're just going to be stuck there. So it's like you're flying, but you're stuck in midair and you're just like, I have all these superpowers, but I'm on pause right now. So that's exactly what I saw. So, because it's interesting because you got the sun coming out, all right, which represents happiness. It represents, obviously it's the fifth house energy, right? It's the energy of, father. It's the energy of, creativity and all those kinds of things. So, and then you're learning stuff with the sixth house about, regaining your confidence. Like you're going to feel very confident. I definitely felt that. You're going to feel very confident. You're going to be like, yeah, I'm like, yes, I can do this. I can do this. And you're going to learn a lot. And Sagittarius also is that energy of like ninth house discovery, expansion, new philosophies. And then you have this communication, right? Speaking communication is going to be affected. And there's going to be a lot of secrets and transformational changes there. But then the final card is Saturn. The final card is Saturn. So it's like, I have all these abilities. I know that I can do this. And you're like flying and you just get stuck. And you're just like, great, I have to be on pause. It's like literally when you, like what I'm seeing is like, how like they have those movies where someone puts the video on pause. It's like, you're like Superman, Capricorn, excuse me, Cancer. You're like Superman and you're flying. And then all of a sudden it just goes on pause. It's like, and you're going to get past this, but it's just like, okay, I have to wait until I can use these superpowers because Saturn's putting restrictions in place. And you're just like, oh no. So I have this confidence. I learned this. I'm ready to expand. I know I can get there. I can communicate these things. I know what to do. But now I'm on pause. That's what's going to happen.
Amazing. Can you see it's Saturn ruled sign and Saturn is in the ninth house, Saturn is in the Bhagya house. So it is going to slow down things, things are not going to fall in your lap that easily. It is going to, but at the end of the day, because Cancer natives, I have seen they write a number of comments, I get from Cancer or Scorpio or Pisces, mostly Geminis also though. But the main thing is that they're so very emotional people, they are so well connected to the world, I would say, that to tame those energies down, you need that Saturn energy. Because you have to be practical when you are on this earth, you cannot be just on the giving, always giving to others, that is what is Cancer sign about. So when Saturn is forming a connection in the 9,000, the trinal connection that we have with Scorpio energy, with Cancer energy, Saturn is trying to tame those energies, that it's okay, just relax, you have done a lot, so just take it easy. You need to really relax now, slow down. Saturn is going to slow you down. It's not going to stop you, it is just going to slow you down. And because it is the Capricorn sign, Capricorn is the sign of slowdom, no? It is going to give you, but very, very gradually. So don't worry about it. Things are, yeah.
Yes. But I think it was just like showing me like, you're going to be confident. You're going to know where to go. You're going to have direction. You're going to be able to fly, but Saturn's going to kind of like slow things down and put things pause for a little bit. And you're going to be like, you're going to know that it's going to let up, but it's just like, you're like, I'm ready to go now. But it's like, Saturn's like, no, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. You're ready though. You're going to get there, but just not yet.
Not yet. Yes.
Not yet.
So don't lose hope. It's okay. When things are slowing down, there is something which is in store, something better.
Yes,
the
you're going to be
universe is going to give you something good.
Yes, you're being prepared. You know how Saturn is. Saturn is like, okay, no, because you may have these superpowers, but you don't know if you know how to use them properly. So you need to take some time to kind of like think about this. Are you going to make the right moral decision if you go and you do this or that? If you save somebody's life, okay, is it going to go this way or that way? You have to think about those things before you go out there into the world and you do those things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I know it's quite a strange message, I thought too.
No, it's perfectly fine, and we are here to say what we see, right? So it's perfectly fine. So when Pluto is in the sixth house, it is releasing toxic service dynamics. You're going to be actually changing the chemistry and the bonding with your bosses, with your seniors, with your co-workers is going to change now. Now things are shifting. You're going to be healing your self actually during this time. And this is also that, something which is holding you back, something which is the suppression that you're going through right now. With Pluto's retrogression, things are, you're going to be reflecting on that, and you will get some solutions also. Remember, Pluto is in your nakshatra, your sign's nakshatra, that is Surya's nakshatra. It has to help you out. It has to show you the path now. You will get that clarity, which path should I take? Where should I go? Which, how I can repay my loans, how I can work on my health during this time. So it is going to eliminate the negatives from your life, eliminate those toxic people from your life, and you're going to get better and better. You'll feel better with this Pluto in the sixth house energy. Sixth house, Pluto is going to be really positive for you, with Rahu also and Ketu also transiting through, Jupiter also transiting through. So this is going to be good for your relationships, good for your interpersonal relationships, and also good for your healing. Healing could be, mental, physical. It could be that you're healing, a relationship, a toxic relationship. You're just coming out, a break has happened, and a service that you have left, and now you're just healing, and you're going to be getting another job maybe. Okay. Or the boss has changed. The toxic boss will go, and there will be a new boss, which is going to be a good situation for you. So that kind of situation I'm telling you. So overall, it's a good time period for you, I would say. Don't feel that it is a bad ending. Over to you, Jen.
Okay, so the images that I saw first was you were walking in mud. You were doing it very slowly, but then what I saw you see stairs, and you were able to get out of it, and there was a light. So I definitely agree with you that, and here is it interesting because Mars is here. So Mars shows movement, right? It shows a little bit of a restless movement and action, motion, but very slowly, because that explains the mud. It's going slowly, but you're moving forward. And then also it's interesting because ninth house is the next card that's there, which represents higher learning, new philosophies, travel. So obviously there's going to be some kind of upward movement. And also, and you're spot on when it comes to relationships. Also, the relationship card came out, and communication is really going to also be very nurturing for you at this time. It's going to be that thing is going to help people to attract them to you. I feel like also is your words speaking. And then also you're really focused on the future, your desires, materialism, and where you're going, the future, Rahu energy.
Yeah. Okay, great. Somebody is asking why we are doing this video on Pluto, because we are a Vedic astrologer. So you must understand that even if we don't follow it, it is going to work. Okay, it is there. So how we follow Pluto is only because some, mundane level, on the mundane level, events have happened when Pluto was in a particular place or a particular zone. So we cannot ignore certain planetary positions in the sky. And I think being a Vedic astrologer doesn't just, make us refrain from using Neptune, Pluto, and Uranus. It's not that. We must use them with judiciously. We must use them very carefully. I use them when it comes to health issues, when there is a big move coming in your life. It is a very big shift that we are discussing. It's a big transformation which is taking place when Pluto is in Capricorn sign. And when Pluto is in Capricorn sign, is retrograde. It is going to be retrograde every year, but it is going to be retrograde in different degrees, in different navmanshas. So here it is going to be, of course, in the Pisces navmansha, I think so. Yeah. So when it is going to be in the Aquarius, in the for Leo, it is definitely going to be, if you're looking for a new house, somebody is looking for a new house. Jennifer just said that there is a move, but it is going to be a difficult or an uncomfortable move. Okay.
Also, to add with the outer planets, there are other Vedic astrologers that use outer planets. The reason why is I feel like there is a lot of things in astrology that have been a lost science and we're rediscovering. So we're incorporating these things we're rediscovering. And one of the things is the outer planets, because they affect us for a long time. When something happens with it, it's many, many years. When they shift things, when signs, it can be generational shifts. So that's why it's really important to pay attention to what's going to be the overall theme of this shift. So I think that it's definitely important to look at the outer planets as a Vedic astrologer, because I also practice Vedic astrology. So
absolutely. And it is also in Pisces navmansha, as I said, and Saturn is transiting there. So it is straight away connected to Saturn also. So it has to, even if we don't follow it, it is indicative of changes, big changes happen. So now coming to the next one, that is Virgo. So Virgo natives, Pluto is turning retrograde in your fifth house. Fifth house is about creativity. It is creative block breaking right now. You're going to be healing your romantic wounds, your karmic children. You're going to be connecting with your children, or maybe, there. See, when we see conception, also we have to see Pluto's energy, because there is a child or soul which is who's going to be, taking birth. So Pluto in the fifth house is again a very beautiful time period in retrogression to conceive, because this is like changing you. This is a transformative planet. So when there is a big shift coming in your life, from being made and you're getting married and then you're conceiving, it's a big shift. It's a big shift for you. Your body changes, your mind changes, your personality changes. So it is going to be a very important one for both, male, female, both. So this is the time when you can just plan your pregnancy. You can plan your major shifts in your creativity, or maybe, you're going to be having some shifts at your place of work, because it's eighth house from your 10th. Name, fame, power. Maybe, there is a major shift towards maybe not that favorable one, because it's the eighth house from there. But in retrogression, it is going to be better. So in case you're planning to shift out or change your boss, change, or etc., anything. So this is going to be a favorable one for 163 days when Pluto is retrograde. Use this time period. This is good for movement to the overseas place also. In case you're thinking of buying, purchasing property, so that also you can do in the overseas land, not where you are born, away from your place of birth. Okay. And Rahu is also going to be in your sixth house again. It's good for healing yourself. It is good for your creative self also. So I think we're good to go, Virgo. Over to you, Jen.
Okay, so I'm just going to talk about what I saw. I saw like someone holding an iPad and they were shifting, like they were changing the screen a lot. So I'm wondering also if you're going to be dealing with a lot of stuff online, or some kind of career or something to do with online as well. But it definitely showed me that there was going to be a lot of changes in your life, because it kept moving, and you were okay with that. You were like, nah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. So you kind of like, how you scroll on social media and you're kind of like, you're watching a video or whatever. It's kind of like, you're like that. You're like, I'm disinterested in this. I'm disinterested in this. I'm going to move on for this. I'm going to shift this. And so I have Libra. So it looks like relationships, the public at large, partnerships could be a factor here. I see stuff to do with communication also. And obviously it's directly affecting you, because I got the first house, and you're going to be healing or learning about healing yourself, or doing things to heal yourself with the sixth house energy. And some of you guys even may be a little bit more spiritually connected, or you're concerned about dealing with losses, or, the subconscious mind, psychology, or feeling like possibly maybe the reason why the guys were saying stuff about shifting is maybe because you felt trapped or isolated somehow, and you want some kind of shift, a major shift, because the next thing that comes out is higher learning, travel, a new philosophy of some sort, and it's somehow affecting you directly with the first house being there. So it's very interesting, actually.
When you mentioned about shifts, when you're saying that you're swapping the screen and you're just not this, maybe, it is related to relationship also. You're not happy with this partner. Okay, let me just break up with this one. And then maybe the ex-partner, you're shuffling, the relationship. Okay, the ex-partner comes back, you're changing. It's a big shift, actually, It's not a daily routine thing, when we talk about Pluto. It could be only outer grahas, outer planets, which will impact us this way. It's not a daily thing, So we have
and then
to
you got the 12th house there, which represents loss, right? Letting go of something, and you discovering something from that, or coming with a new philosophy about that, with the ninth house being there. Kind of like it's an exploratory energy for you, almost like of a new philosophy of surrendering to that, and healing also is a big factor there with the sixth house. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds makes sense, actually. It does make sense. So coming to the next one, Libra. Okay. Okay, Libra, you have Pluto in your fourth house. So this is a good place for Pluto to be, because Pluto exalts in the fourth house any which ways. And fourth house is the transformation at home. Maybe you're shifting out from a place for a longer duration. It's not a shift from one house to another, or from one room to another. It is like from one place, and you're going away, far, far away from that place. Pluto is very far from Earth. So it is also indicative that it is not a short move or a very minor move. It is going to be a very long-term move that can be seen from here, and emotional purification is going to take place. Maybe you're going to be in that kind of a zone which is less commotion, and it's isolated place or calm place you're going to be going to. So it is going to be very much away from the commotion, and it is also about your ancestral healing. It is the fourth house energy. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rani, for wishes on Happy Mother's Day. Fourth house I'm discussing, and she's wishing me Happy Mother's Day. Somebody else also wished me, but I did not pay attention at that time. But see, this is what happens. This is an omen. I'm discussing the fourth house, Rani, and you're wishing Happy Mother's Day to everyone, one and all. I love you all, and lots and lots of blessings, of course. So Pluto in the fourth house is a nourisher. He is not a perisher. When a perisher goes to the house of nourishment, mother's lap, it is about that protection that you're getting. So it is a very positive time. Take up the job that you're getting, take up the move that you're getting. It is going to protect you. Anything that you're apprehending, this is going to end. The negative is going to come to an end, and positive time ahead. Okay. Over to you, Jen.
I agree. I got Jupiter as one of the cards coming out. As you know, that's blessings. Yes,
Yeah.
that's definitely a good omen for you guys. And it's interesting because you guys are, what I saw was someone playing a basketball game. So anyway, it's like almost like you're going to know how to play the game. And I also saw you getting into the hoop. So I know that you're going to aim and you're going to hit the target. You're going to get there. You're going to win. Because I see that it's going to happen in an unusual way. I see Neptune. You may have a little bit of rosy colored glasses on how you're viewing yourself, possibly. And we got Pisces here, which represents maybe some kind of change or letting go of something or surrendering, or even spiritual, with Pisces sign being there. And it's definitely going to be a healing time. Maybe it's going to be affecting your everyday work, or helping you with, maybe if you're dealing with issues with enemies or difficulties here, with Jupiter being right next to it, it's really going to help you. Because it's interesting that your guides were giving me something about a game, because technically, if you think about it, what is sixth house? It deals with enemies, it deals with disputes, right? It deals with issues in that area, litigation, all those kinds of things. And it looks like you're going to know how to play the game. You're going to know how to beat your enemies, how to overcome that, because of the blessings of this Jupiter energy here. And it looks like it's going to be helpful for your resources as well. I definitely feel like you guys are going to have this sense of financial abundance, or something about your resources, because it's, again, next to the Jupiter card of blessings. So it's a good transit for you guys.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I needed it. I needed to hear this, because, someone very close to me is Libra. So, and I love Libra sign any which ways. So moving on to Scorpio, my dear Scorpios. So, let's talk about Scorpios. So Scorpio, this is a third house transit of Pluto, which is in retrogression. So definitely it is good for your career shifts. And this is very positive for your speech karma. Maybe you will be changing the way you talk, or you're thinking about growth. You're maybe signing some agreements, you're writing, journaling, etc. It is not something which you are already doing, something very unconventional. It is not that the regular you. It is about your communication. It is about your correspondence. It is about even shifting out from a place, because it is 12 places away from your fourth house. So this is going to be bringing about some major changes here. Also, contracts, PR, visa, etc. These also we see from Pluto, by the way, because you are actually breaking away ties from something, and you're starting with something fresh, something new. In retrogression, it is more of this getting active, because it is the time to review things now and rethink. And this is also power struggle, gives power struggles with siblings, by the way. So that is something you have to quit your karma with. If at all you're having any kind of issues, rifts, etc., you should actually just reconcile. This is going to be really very positive for you. And also, this is any kind of blockages that you're going through, in making decisions boldly. This is the time to break those ties and come all out. No, I don't want to do it. It is in trying to your 7th and 11th house. So fulfillment of desires will only happen if you break away from other people. 7th house energies. 7th house is your partner, business relationships, other people. You're tied to the world. It's better that you just, eliminate those negative things and rise and move forward. Rahu's there in your 4th house. Movement is evident. You're going to be shifting out from the place where you are. It is positive move also. Okay. All the best. Over to you, Jen.
You nailed it again. Jupiter energy, blessings, relationship, and oh my goodness. So I got 2 messages for Scorpio. So one of the messages was, now that I found love, now what do I do? That's literally what it said. I found love. Now what do I do? And then the other thing, now it makes sense when you were talking about overcoming, because I was thinking, what are they trying to say about this? So what I saw was, Scorpio, I saw like this big round ball, and you were like throwing it in the air, and it was going so far. And now I understand you were like, all the obstacles or blockages removed. And the final card is Jupiter. Of course, blessings, divine timing. Yes. So I see Pisces. So you're starting out with like, you're going deep within yourself, right? With spiritual card coming out, you're letting go, you're surrendering, and you're really focused on yourself. You're going to focus more on self-love. I feel like it's going to be a lot about self-love, you focusing on yourself, going within, being okay, being by yourself here. It's going to start out like that. And then I see now you find love, and you're going to be like questioning, like, okay, I was so used to kind of surrendering, being by myself, focusing on myself. Now what do I do? And then I see the 5th house coming in, which deals with children, creativity, and all that. And also network circles. So maybe even charity work. Okay. Networking with friends, groups of people here. Okay. But I see the ending card is Jupiter. So regardless what's happening here, all the obstacles, blockages removed, blessings are coming in for you guys. Good transit for you guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. I knew it because, it is the Pisces sign where Pluto is transiting the 5th house.
You're
so
right.
It has to give you love. It has to give you relationship. But also remember, Saturn is there. Saturn is going to be giving you very mature and a seasoned partner. You have either a very serious kind of a person who's into the education, related to education industry or anything to do with NGOs, etc., connected to the hospitals, etc., because you have Saturn in your 5th house where Pluto is transiting in the Pisces Navmansha also. So there you have to be very creative. You will be very creative. There are major shifts which are coming your way. So I think the overhauling or the overchurning is going to take place for you guys and towards positive. All the best. Coming to the next one, that is Sagittarius. So for Sagittarius, this transit is going to be in your 2nd house. So now you're thinking about resources in a very different light, different perspective altogether. You might just be struggling in your diet, in your food habits. Maybe you're not able to eat on time during this retrogradation period. It might just give you some kind of issues in your value system. Maybe you're going to be breaking away from your value system, something very unconventional, what I can see from here, because Pluto is endings, and in the house of value system resources, you're going to be thinking really unconventionally, or maybe there is a thinking out of the box which is going to take place. You're going to be expanding your thought process to make money out of money, resources, how you can grow better, but it is going to be out of your value system, something which is not going to be ethical. So you need to be really careful about that energy. Thankfully, Jupiter is in your 7th house. It's a big time protection. So it is looking at the unethical planet Rahu also in the, Rahu in Aquarius means I want it, He's a child who is very, very stubborn. No, I really want this. So when Jupiter, the planet of wisdom, is looking at this Rahu, is going to tame the energies also. So you will let go of the negatives, and you will feel that I can do in a very refined manner also things. So it is you who has to decide whether you want to take up that kind of offer, which is not that great, which is not that ethical, which is great or too good to be true offer, but it is not ethical way of working. So you need to think about it carefully. Be very cautious when you're dealing with other people. Okay, it could be that it's something, the hidden agenda is there. You have to be cautious about that. Overall, it is going to be giving you a lot many changes. If at all you're already going through some in that age group where you are having some dental issues, root canal, etc., so you should get it done, because it might just be the time to go to the dentist in future again otherwise. Okay, over to you, Jen.
Okay, well, that explains that message I got. Okay, so what I saw was you, Sagittarius, you're inside of a box. It's a plain box, it's a plain brown box, and you break free. But the thing about it, the box kept shifting between a plain brown box to a present. So it's almost like you were trying to like, okay, well, I could do things this way. And you know how Saturn is. Saturn's like, okay, you just need what you need. But then it was shifting to like this fancy gift box. So it was like going between, you didn't know whether or not you should just do the plain get box or you should have this gift box, and you kept going, kept shifting, but you were breaking free either way. You were coming out of it. So I feel like you're going to be surrendering and letting go, because that's Pisces energy. And this was going to be a highly emotional period for you. And also, you're going to discover some kind of unknown secrets, big changes, transformational change. We got Scorpio energy. And it's going to be a lot about your ego and your confidence here. That makes sense of why you really want it, because it's like almost like an ego thing for you. Like, because if you think about it, the box was decorative, right? You're like, I want this pretty shiny box, but Saturn's like, no, you need to have, just keep it like this. You don't want to go overboard. Let's just keep it structured. But because this Leo energy is here, it's like, no, I want it fancy. I want a fancy box. Please let me have a fancy box. But through all of this, you're going to learn a new philosophy, maybe even go on vacation, but there's going to be expansion here because we got the ninth house energy here, long distance travel, higher learning, a new philosophy from all this. Yeah. So you nailed it. Definitely.
Amazing. Amazing. So let's move on to Capricorn. Let me write it here. And these are all live sessions, as you all know, as always. Okay, so for Capricorn, this transit is over your first house. Okay, now Pluto is a planet of change. Basically, when we have bigger changes, then Pluto has to be there. It is involved. Now, it is going to be on the first house. That means that it is going to transform your identity. It is going to change your identity now. Maybe, you have been having many issues. You have been going through a lot with Saturn, Sadesati, which was going on. And with Pluto retrograde, it is going to be giving you that opportunity now to self-define yourself. What do you really want to do? How you want to look at yourself? Or maybe, you're going to be changing completely your job, business, from job to business or business to job, or whatever, you're thinking of already. So this is actually the general structure of life is going to change. Also, you might just upskill yourself. You might just learn something very different. You are a science student, you might just shift to the administration part or the marketing, So it's a hell of a lot of difference, when we talk about two different streams. So Pluto is going to actually end that particular thing that you have been doing from a long, long time. And it is going to bring that opportunity, which is very different because it is in the nakshatra of 8th house also, and Ketu is also going to be there. So you are going to change. You're going to be looking at the transformative energy in a very different way, in a different light. It's very good if you get into astrology, occult sciences, Vak Siddhi. But Rahu is there, remember. Do not tell stories or cook up stories. Rahu in the second house, Ketu in the second house. You have to be careful when you are conveying something to others, if at all Jupiter is not looking. Thankfully, Jupiter is going to be looking here, so you can take up this and you will definitely excel in occult sciences. So rethink about, your your virtues, what are your skills, your potential, and make the best use of it. Maybe you were born to do something else and you have been all through doing something else, which you did not want to. So change it. You will be self-defining yourself. Okay. The crisis of self-defining, actually. Over to you, Jan.
You nailed it. The message I got was, it was pretty strange, but I'll say, okay, so one of my favorite video games when I was younger was Mirror Brothers. But what I felt like Capricorn was playing this game, it was so structured, it was so organized, and they've been playing this for a long time. And then all of a sudden they find out that there's a secret they can get to the board and go to the board quicker. So Capricorn's going to discover that there's a way out of this structured situation that they've been dealing with for so long. They're going to discover some kind of secret to get out of that. So it's interesting because we got the 11th house, which could, maybe the reason why is because of network circles or, groups of people, nonprofit. Something is going to be through that 11th house of community and resources. I see money and resources around this with the second house. And it's going to bring major changes. We got, oh my goodness. But anyway, it was going to be major changes. And it's like sometimes to be live when you kind of like, anyway, it's going to be big and major life changes. Actually, Uranus is that planet of, like, as I said, generational changes. So it's huge changes there. And also relationships will be a factor, business partnerships, or the public at large for you. And again, Libra energy is also coming out. And it's also going to be the final card. It's definitely going to be defined by beauty, attraction, right? Luxuries. Like, Venus is about how attractive we are and like changing those things about ourselves. And I feel like Capricorn, you're just going to go a different way. You've been in a structured situation and you've been going along and, trying to play the game and following the rules. And now you discovered that there's this secret board you could go to and you could change it all. So I feel like this time period is going to help you do that through network circles and resources in an unusual change way here. That's what I feel like. And it's going to be about you and luxury, beauty, attraction with that Venus energy there. Okay. So good transit.
Okay, perfect. So let's move on to the next sign, that is Aquarius. So for Aquarius, this is the 12th house transit. Now, you see, 12th house is a Dusthana, and a Dusthana, not a good place, and a negative graha, or we can say not a benefic graha going there. It is minus, minus, plus, but it is turning retrograde. So for you guys, this is a time period when you have to re-examine certain things. You have to let go of that ego. There can be the spiritual growth which is waiting for you from a long time and you are not paying attention to it. It's like revisiting that kind of a place. You need to be in that isolation zone. You need to contemplate on things. You need to work on yourself. What happens, it's the house of loss of self. When the house of isolation gets active, what we say, it is the bed pleasures also. It is like, you are in that nirvana. You feel that everything is just even out. You're just in that mode. So 12th house is loss of self, loss of the Atman. So you will feel that, there is some awakening which is going to be taking place. See, I'm telling you the spiritual angle also alongside the material realms. So in case you're thinking of a move, shift from the place where you are, this would be the right time to do so, because you're supposed to leave your place and leave your comfort zone and go to another area and touch upon that deeply now. So it could be that you're working on your spirituality, you're working on some project, you're working on some new venture, you're dealing with the foreigners. It could be anything, but the 12th house is getting active. You need to interact with people to get that kind of promotion, that kind of elevation in your life. You need to leave that comfort zone now. and interact with people who are unconventional, not from your own community, or who don't eat the same food as you do. So just expand your horizon, just don't confine yourself to the conventional you. Okay, look at the picture in a different light. Over to you, Jen.
Okay, that explains what I was seeing there. Okay, so what I saw was your head in the clouds, but I kept seeing you shift in and shift out. So it's almost like you're doing a lot of daydream coming up in this time period. Like it's almost like you shift in and then you shift out, but you're like, I want to be in a way. I want to imagine. I want to be creative. I want to be in my head. I want to fantasize. There's going to be a lot of that going on. It's going to like a lot of shifting. It's like you really want to stay in that place of fantasizing and being your head in the clouds and just being away and not dealing with reality. I felt like a lot of that. I see that fifth house creativity. I see really driven towards your emotions and intuition here with the moon card energy. Yep, Cancer is really a factor. So intuition, emotions, a highly emotional period for you guys. It's also dealing with network circles. And also 11th house is the house of wishes, what you desire, what you wish for, what you really truly want, right? Fulfillment of a desire, networking with other people, possibly dealing with a lot of people. But then we have Capricorn as the final card. So obviously work, career, restrictions, boundaries are really going to play a factor here. It's like almost like you're in two mindsets here. You're like wanting to be creative. You want to be, you want to move towards the intuition, the emotions, but then on the same token, because of these people, this network circle, network gains, it's like you're in two different minds here. Like you have to stay in this reality, even though you really don't want to. That's what I'm picking up on this energy for Aquarius.
Yeah, that's quite same, that you have to break free, you have to break the conventional you have to leave that comfort zone. And similar, you just mentioned the same thing. Wow, it is matching so well. I didn't realize this. Yeah, no, it has to match up, the paths are different, but the destination is the same. No, that is why. So that's why I said, why Pluto we are discussing, because Pluto does matter to us. Pluto is there, it exists. Uranus, Neptune, they all exist. That is why they are going to be impacting us. They are there. It's just that how they are actually treating us, and how we are taking their energies. Like Jupiter is a protector, any which ways, when there is a meteor shower or any comet or anything, explosion, Jupiter is protecting the earth. It's a practical energy. It's astronomy that we are discussing now. Pluto is also, in the solar system, it is towards the end. It's very far. So what happens? Thankfully, it is far. If it was very close to the Earth, it would have given a lot of upheavals, and it's a very cold planet. So Earth will not be this warm. So any place. So it would have also become that cold. So thankfully, the Saturn energy, Pluto energy, Neptune, Uranus, they are far. It's good. So when we talk about Pluto in your 11th house for Pisces, it is going to be really impacting your self-identity also, because Pluto is in your Navamsha of Pisces. So it is definitely the time to change your friend circle. Your dynamics with others is going to change. It's shifting. You're going to be, coming out of those false friendships or the false prestige, oh, I have to have influential people. I have to move around with those kinds of people only, So all that coldness, the coldness is like, you're being very superficial. You are not warm. That warmth is missing. So you need to shift out to bring that warmth in relationship. You need to break away from the toxicity. So this is the time you will be working on strengthening yourself towards better. And with the circle that you're going to be, the network is going to change now completely, because this is a transformative energy after all. And transformation to the core. It's not a very superficial kind of a transformation or a temporary kind of a transformation. It is like, as if the era is changing for you. It's like that. Suppose you are in 30 years have already gone. Now the next 30 years, how is it going to be? How is it going to play out? It's still 2040 that Pluto is going to be here. So when it is turning retrograde, this is the time to review your relationship, your network, your circle that you're moving around in, and your desires also. what you really want in life. So this is an overhauling kind of a time, and it's going to be a churning time also. It is going to be giving you your it is going to be the time to transform yourself, your identity also, how people perceive you, how you can be more practical also, rather than being too emotional. Okay, so good for you. Over to you, Jen.
Okay, so I felt like with Pisces energy, they're going to start a lot of projects but not finish them. I saw like them digging a hole, and then they're like, okay, well, I just need to work on that over there. And then they dig another hole, and then they went over there and they dug another hole. Their plan is to build something. They want to get something accomplished, but they get caught up in a lot of different projects. So you may want to be careful about that energy going into this. I see that this may affect your everyday work, dealing with enemies, health and healing with the 6th house energy. It's going to affect you guys directly because I got the 1st house. And also, it could also affect your network circles with the 11th house energy with Aquarius, nonprofit work, all those kinds of things, network gains. And also, you're going to be really driven, which possibly is the reason why you kind of move from project to project to project, right? Because you're trying to have a sense of happiness. It's also about your ego here with Sun card energy, and you're really focused on resources and building that sense of stability. That is the final card there. So it looks like you're putting a lot of work and effort, and you're really focused. Some of you guys may even want to do something on your own, maybe even be your own boss. I feel like for some of you guys, like something along that lines. There's some kind of project around this, and you're like doing some kind of networking to go for what you want, what you wish, what you desired. And you're really driven here because you feel like it's a real, it'll bring you a sense of happiness and success. And it's for you, you're really wanting stability and resources is really the goal here with the 2nd house being involved. I'll leave that over to you.
Okay, great. No, that's the end of the 12 sign prediction. So it was amazing. And if you don't believe in astrology, uh, it doesn't matter. Astrology is working on everyone. So all the planets exist, and it's better that we discuss all the grahas well. And thanks to you, Jennifer, you helped me understand so many things, and I could correlate well, with the readings that we were doing. It was really fantastic.
Thank you so much for having me. You're too kind to me. I love you with all my heart and all my soul. Thank you again for
Thank
having me
you.
on your
Thank
channel.
you
And I
so
really
much.
appreciate you. And you're a very good astrologer, as I tell you all the time. And you're
I
very accurate.
know.
I love
You
you.
always tell me that. But you know what? Actually,
I feel so blessed to have you in my life.
yeah, I'm so blessed, So it's really, hard to find pure souls, and I would say pure, pure people like you. Basically, I wanted to. You're really humble, and I'm humbled, to have you over, and to be a part of your life, and you being part of my life. Thank you so much for being there, and we'll be doing these kinds of videos often, everyone, something very unique. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Stay blessed, everyone. Om Tat Sit.